Let's give this one a bash, shall we? To everything, turn, turn, turn. Of course, it's the wonderful Turn, 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 made famous by the Byrds, but written by Mr. Pete Seeger. Beautiful song. Tricky one to play actually on the 12 string. Why is it tricky? Don't run away, by the way, when I say that, because I'm going to simplify it for you. It's tricky because Roger McGuinn, he plays with banjo little pluck things on his fingers, on his fingertips, which enables him to use a pluck and then pluck at the same time, and that's how you get some of that sound. Now I've managed to figure out a way of doing those things. You're going to have to do one little pick, but only with one finger. We can get away with that. So if you're prepared to have a go at it, you don't need a 12 string to play it. It's a beautiful song, and it's something that again, if you get the intro right, you're going to get immediate response from your audience or whoever it is you're playing for. Okay, so let's give it a go. Before we go any further, download your free paperwork. Now I always write my stuff out for those new to the channel in an idiot-proof way. You can't cock it up if you download this, okay? These are your shapes that you're going to play, and underneath are where your fingers and stuff, your strings are. So for example, if you see 4 and 2 in a bracket, you will play strings 4 and 2 together. How will I do that with a plectrum? And, you know, if I've got a pleck in my hand and I'm doing that, I'm going to play the 2. Well, you're going to have to use a finger, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, the only time you're going to need to use your pleck and a finger is on this very first beat. Underneath it, I've sort of written out on subsequent pages where he uses a finger, and it's important that I show you what he does, because this is the way he does it, and I'll get purists contacting me saying, oh, he uses his fingers. Well, yes, he does, but we only need to use a finger and a pleck when we need to play 2 notes. If we're only playing single notes, then we can use our plectrum for all those notes. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. First chord we're going to play. If you did the other one, you'll notice the similarity between Mr. Tambourine Man and this chord-wise, particularly on the first 2. We start off with a D sus2. What does that mean? It means you play the D chord that you all know and love, and you take off that finger. That's all that means, all right? And then we're going to play, we look down the bottom of our paperwork and we see 4 and 2, 3, and then a 1. Okay, so we've got 4 and 2 in a bracket, so we're going to play the 4 with our pleck, and the 2 we're going to play with this second finger. And that's all we're going to do with that finger, all right? We're not going to use the fingers for any more other than that particular 4 and 2. So 4 and 2, then a 3, and then up on the 1 where the finger would have gone. He would have gone like this, just so you know how he would have played it. He would have played it with a 4 and 2, like this, then the pleck, and then a 1 with his finger. But it's much easier to do it with a pleck, and it sounds better, because without the pluck, the little finger plucks, then it'll sound unbalanced. We can get away with it with the first one. Now, even if you find that difficult, tell me what you notice about this note here, the 4, and the 2 that we play with the finger. Yes, they are the same note. So, even if you just went 4, 3, 1 like this, instead of, it's almost the same, isn't it? So if you're in danger of cocking it up, just play the 4, particularly if you're using a 12 string, because if you listen to this 4th string, listen to the thin string, you know, the little octave, then listen to the 2, it's the same pitch. All right, so all he's doing is doubling up the pitch. So just to recap, I'll use the finger just as he does it, but remember, you can get away with not using it. 4 and 2, then a 3, and then up on the 1. And then he brings his first finger up, he being Roger, of course, to the 4th string, and he plays that note while the others are still ringing out. Okay, it's quite important that you do that. So I'll play it again. right? And then we go to an abbreviated B minor, which is played like this. 1, 2, and your 2 other fingers are up here. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Why? Because I've written it out for you, and you can see clearly. Where you see the B minor, let's just talk about it before we play it. You'll see 4, 3, 2 and 1 in a bracket, followed by an A with 4, 3, 2 and 1 in a bracket. So that means 4, 3, 2 and 1 bracket. What does that mean? I'm going to hit them all together. Nice snappy chord. Get your pleck on top of the 4th string and pull it down. Kill it by doing that with a little palm mute. And then to an A. Now some people play their A like that. Some people play it like that. He plays it with 2 fingers because he's got broad fingers and 12 strings are quite narrow neck. I'm going to play it like this. I'm going to play 4, 3, 2 and 1 again. And then at the bottom of the page it says repeat all above. So I'm going to do it all again. Now before I go any further, if you haven't already run away because an advert's popped up, click on the blue, the little thumbs up thing, because it helps the channel, or subscribe to the channel because there's going to be tons and tons of stuff like this for you to enjoy. Alright, let's move on. So I'll play that again nice and slowly for you. 4 and 2 together, or just 4 if you struggle with doing this. 3, 1. On the 1, always come up, and then bring this finger down, your first finger up to the 4th string, and play that on its own. And you can see next to the word 4 it says hold. Da ba da dum, bam bam. And it's always important, as I always say, to get the rhythm of the piece in your head before you play. Da 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 dum, bam bam da 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 bam. Bam bam da 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 bam, bam bam ba da da bam, bam bam. Okay, so we've done page 1. It's all done. Now we move on to page 2, where he does a little bit of movement, but mainly only with 1 finger. We start off with the same shape. Here we are again. Remember, it's on the blue link below. Click the blue link below and download your paperwork. It's all free, by the way. You don't have to pay for anything on this channel. Alright, just share to whoever you like. I own all this paperwork, it's mine. Do what you want with it. We've got 4 and 2 again, and then a 3 and a 1. Again, ignore the F's, the fingering thing. That's just for purists to know that I know that that's how you're supposed to do it if you want to do it like Roger McGuinn. So we start off again, 4 and 2 with the same shape, the D sus2. And then we bring our first finger up to the 4th string, where we will play 4, 2, 1. It's another way, it's an abbreviated E minor. Now I played all those notes with the pleck. If you look at your paperwork, it'll say 4, and then under 2 and 1, it'll have F and F, because he plays it like this with his finger plucks. We haven't got them. We're going to use a pleck. Okay, when you've done that, you go on to your E minor add 9. Ooh, sounds difficult. Well, it isn't. Put your 3rd finger on the 4th string at the 4th fret and do the same pick. 4, 2, 1 again. Then move that finger up to the 5th fret, which is like an E minor with an added G. Same pick again. Okay, it sounds a bit weird when it's slowed down, doesn't it? I'll do it again, slowly. One more time. And then we will play the B minor and the A again, exactly as we did before. Now the easiest way to get from the B minor from this last position is to just bring this finger back down to the 4th fret and re-establish the other fingers into the B minor position. Comes hard down on the B minor from the 4th string again, as before. It says 4, 3, 2 and 1 in a bracket, so we'll play them all together. Then we'll play the A, and then we'll do that again. Alright, so it says repeat pages 2 and 3, meaning that we'll do the part we've just done with the E minor bit again. So let me play that part again from page 2. Okay, so from the top, from beginning of page 1 and then 2 and 3, I'll play it all and I'll try and keep it slow so you can see what I'm doing. Hope the angle's okay here. I'm a bit cramped where I'm. It's a funny shaped guitar, this beautiful guitar, but a funny shape to hold. All right, so let's start again with our first shape, the D sus2, 4 and 2 together, 3, 1, and then the 4 and hold. Remember what we said about keeping it in your head? Da ba da dum, da ba da dum, bam bam da ba da bam, bam bam. Okay, we've done that twice. Then we go on to page 2 and 3, which is the next little bit. So page 2, same sort of entry notes, but without a hold, it goes straight to the E minor. I'll do it again, say it as I'm doing it. 4 and 2, then 3 and then a 1. Jump straight to the E minor, 4, 2, 1. To the E minor add 9, which is the third finger on the 4th string of the 4th fret. Same pick, 4, 2, 1. E minor with an added G, just move it up one more fret, same pick. Move this finger back to the 4th fret for your B minor, where you'll come down hard from the 4th string. And then an A. Play that second half again. To every, and then into the song. Right, where's the song? Well, it's right here, page 4. I've laid out the song for you. Now, I've only put one verse in, but musically it's exactly the same. It just does the same music, but singing different lyrics. So all the information you need to know is on here. Now, Roger McGuinn, he does play in a weird style. He's a strange guitar player. Clearly he was in love with his banjo at some point in his life, and he sort of plays half chords, and I've got to be honest with you, technically it's questionable. All right, it's questionable. You don't tend to notice some of the little things going on when the rest of the band are playing, when you've got the other musicians, but when it's in isolation, as you'll notice if you watch him playing it on his own with his 12 string, which incidentally he detunes by a fret as he's getting a bit older. He plays things, so for example the chords are, I'll just give you a rough idea. To, I can't sing it, I've only just learnt it. To everything, turn, 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 there is a, I'll do that again. To everything, turn, 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 there is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be. I can hear the choir coming in there, folks. Now, this F sharp minor, as I've written it, I don't like playing the G like this. What he does is he puts his one finger on the F sharp note and continues to play those notes. Sometimes he'll do it with 2 fingers, as you can see here. Can you see? And other times he'll use 1. Now, at speed, you don't really notice it. I'll show you what I mean. Now the A sus, I play my air like that. The A sus2, just move your little finger into the 3rd fret. Okay, let me explain what's going on here. So when you see the F sharp minor, it sounds better with an F sharp minor, but it's a clunky chord to get to if you play it as a bar, which he doesn't, and I wouldn't suggest you do it. But I do have an alternative that I think you might find quite nice, if you can get your thumb over the top of the neck. I quite like doing it with a D chord with an F sharp bass thrown over the top. I think musically it sounds better. It's not what he does, but I think musically it sounds better. You can make your own decision. Okay, so it would sound like this. Rather than you know, it's funny. The more I hear the G with that in, the less it bothers me. But I put it down as F sharp minor, so you can either play it as a G and just bring that finger up as he does, which can sound a bit weird, or you can play it with a D shape, where you bring your thumb over the top, which can sound, in my opinion, nicer, but it's not exactly what he's playing. It's up to you. Now you'll notice on here there are some little indications of where there are 2 beats on a particular chord rather than 4, because that's the way it works. So you'd have like these lines indicate the bar, so you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 for the D and the G, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the F sharp minor and the A, and then the A sus4, 1, 2. So it would read like this. I'll just do the downstrokes just to give you the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. Now, D sus4, D sus, that should be a D sus2, I think, when I forgot to put the 2 on. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3. When you put your little finger on the first string of the 3rd fret, that's your D sus4. D sus, which should say D sus2, is when you bring that finger off. Sorry about that, I forgot to put the 2 on. I'll do it again. From the D, where it says 2 beats. 1 beat on the D sus4, 1 beat on the D sus2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a time to be born. I'm not singing it, I'll make a fool of myself. I'll play the chords though. D, a time to be A, D, a time to laugh, a time to... I'll do that. I will sing it, sorry, I'll give it a go. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to lie, a time to weep. To every... I can understand now why he detunes his guitar. See what I'm doing for you, making a fool of myself, trying to sing these bloody things in the wrong key. Right, well, what else is there in the song? Nothing. That's it. Again, remember, he uses finger plucks on his 1st and 2nd finger, as a banjo player would. I don't know how the hell he can get around it. You know, it's weird way of playing, but that's what he does. So where you see these little F's underneath here, okay, you can just use your pleck as normal. The only time I would suggest you use your finger, if you really want to, is when you play your 4 and 2. But again, you'll get away with not playing it. It's just that a purist will say, why aren't you playing the 2nd string with the 4th? And you'll say, I've no idea. I don't care. The audience don't care. Nobody cares except for you, young man. What else are we going to do? I can't think of it. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I've missed off that. No, there isn't. It says at the bottom, all of the verses and choruses follow the same chords as above. So there we are, we're done. Remember, paperwork is free on the blue link. Next lesson, just a reminder, I do a live stream every first Saturday of every month. So look out for those where you can question me and ask me to play whatever you like, or you know, anything guitar-y. You know, it's good fun actually. We've got a good little community going. So try and join in for those. I put new uploads up every Saturday, new tutorials. On a Wednesday, I'm just repeating at the moment some previous masterclass lessons I did, predominantly mainly for beginners, you know, to bring them up to speed so they can join in with things like this. But once you've got over that riff, the rest of it's dead easy. All right, so any suggestions you've got, let me know. I might do All Right Now by Free. That's a good one. I'll do it on that wacky blue guitar. That should be real fun. In fact, I might have already done it by the time you see this one. I'll see what mood I'm in. Right, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Many thanks for the people that donate to the channel via the super thanks. It's all very much appreciated. And it does, as I always say, pays for the copious amounts of tea and coffee that I drink while I'm beavering away putting all these together for you. Right, until then, see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.